In our driver's seat is the 2008 Jaguar XJ Super 8. I like to call this a piece of British luxury engineering. This vehicle is the sort of thing you could see a head of state or a member of the royal family travel around in. It's absolutely beautifully tailored on the inside. As a child, I remember going to 10 Downing Street, the British Prime Minister's residence, and seeing this type of car outside the residence. Well, why is this car so significant? It's won many awards as top executive and top luxury car in the last year. First seen this particular model at the 2008 Geneva Auto Show, and the XJ itself we saw come around in 1975, 1976. Well, it's come a long way since then. We'll take a look all around the vehicle and on the interior and some of those great premium luxury items in the back seat.
Well, there are many partners in the world, and one of mine is Nick, and one of this car's is royalty from Britain. I do have to agree with him. There are several cars out there that are luxurious. There's several cars out there that have a tremendous amount of power, but this car has some of the things that you'll never find in other automobiles. How about this? Just for starters, there's few other cars that I would rather take my shoes off to rub my feet into the plush floor mats that are standard on the Super 8. We're going to take a look at some of the fine coachwork inside. We're going to take a look at the driving dynamics of this wonderful car. But first, we're going to start right here under the hood.
Now we have the hood open of the 2008 Jaguar XJ Super 8, and this is one of the first engines I've seen in a while where you can actually see something underneath the hood. What I'm seeing is a 4.2-litre AJ V8.
One of the things you can also see, but you'll also feel, is that horsepower. 400 horsepower and 413 pounds-feet of torque equates to some great performance numbers, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds flat. But it's amazing the way that this car has this agility. Now, I hate to say leap like a cat, but I'll get to the suspension in a second. It is the abnormality of the way that this car of this size with this luxury platform can be so much fun to drive. It equates to something that blends the lines in between performance and luxury. Now, we've talked about the Maserati in past being that benchmark. This car might just knock that car off that mark. This is where all the fun part starts when it comes to the performance side of the Super 8. The CAT system, Computer Active Technology Suspension. It's a suspension system that actually reacts and unreacts to the driver's inputs. What I mean by that is you can drive this car down a road gingerly and enjoy a beautiful luxury ride. Turn the car in sharply to a corner, hit the brakes, stab this thing, and make it perform like a luxury sedan meant for performance, and it'll do just that for you. Again, a great blend between performance and luxury. When it comes to aesthetics or describing the front end of the new Jaguar Super 8, it really is kind of an easy one for me. I actually had an opportunity to go to the launch for this vehicle back in Las Vegas. Now, the vehicle itself is that, again, perfect blend, but when you come to the front end of the vehicle, this new front valance, these beautiful inserts, it really does scream performance. I have the easy job. It's a great looking car. This new front end just made it look aggressive.
From the front to the side of the 2008 Jaguar Super 8, you'll notice very little difference from a regular Jaguar XJ. Or will you? When everybody else is chroming down, Jaguar are chroming up in this vehicle. They've also made the vehicle slightly longer and wider than the other versions, and it looks more meaty and bold. And don't forget, you can't miss these great big chrome vents on the side fenders. In the driver's seat of the 2008 Jaguar XJ Super 8, you'll find everything you need. Whether it's on the steering wheel and your cruise control or the control for your Bluetooth phone, or if it's in the navigation, which is a touch screen model, you'll find a way to cruise in this vehicle and actually have fun. But the piece de resistance comes in the seats. For bigger guys like me and guys that perspire a little bit, well, the air conditioning blows that all away.
Now, luxury starts with a little bit of privacy, and then it moves on to the electronics. Twin LCD screens are crystal clear, and they're hooked up to the phone system that's in the back seat that also controls the audio. There's heated seats in the back, and of course these little tray tables in case I want to have a sandwich with my in-flight. But the great part for me is the fact that if you have a PlayStation and an Xbox, this is one of the few luxury cars you can hook up both. It actually has controls and hookups for 2 game systems. That, my friends, is pure luxury. All right, well, this is the part of the program where we get to talk about our 2 ups and 1 down, our overview of this, the 2008 Jaguar Super 8. Now, for me, there's tons to talk about that are good things. I'm going to start with a couple very particular ups and then 1 down. My first up is going to be this fantastic 400 horsepower V8. Very trackable horsepower and lots of torque at anywhere on the RPM range. My other up is going to be the coachwork inside. The piping, the leather, all the switches and everything are absolutely stupendous. Nowhere near the supposed brand quality that Jaguar has gone through in the mid-80s. Now, my down is going to be this. Against some of its competitors in the back seat, even though this is the Super 8 with the elongated wheelbase, there just isn't as much room as some of its competitors. On that note, remember, it doesn't have a shaggy carpet in an S-Class.
For my 2 ups and 1 down, let's start with the absolute perfect luxury of this vehicle. I'm going to start with the luxury on the inside. Where else could you get a car in the back seat that has a table for your in-flight meal, has a TV screen, and your controls, including your phone controls, in the armrest at the back. And of course, you can take your shoes and socks off and play with the shaggy carpet between your toes. Now, the other things about this car are the performance. The vehicle is absolutely great on performance. Put your foot down, it goes. You brake, the car doesn't come to a screeching halt and everything doesn't hit the windshield. It comes to a nice, smooth stop, which tells me that this car is well balanced overall and can accelerate and brake together. The other things about the vehicle that make it great on driving are the gas usage. Although it's high in a big V8 that has 400 horsepower, it's not astronomically high. And the performance overall in cornering and those things in steering when the car is at speed are great. A downside for this car, well, Jaguar seemed to have missed the mark slightly, and only very slightly. Now, I'm really getting picky to pull these things out of the net, but when you find a car that's almost $100,000 and the screens on the side windows are manual, well, if I'm already paying $100,000, what's an extra $1,000 to give myself the complete luxury package? And that's our complete review of the 2008 Jaguar XJ Super 8.
The 2008 Jaguar Super 8 comes standard with a 400 horsepower, 4.2-liter supercharged engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission. Suggested retail price is $94,085. As tested price, $95,200 even. City mile per gallon EPA rating is 15. Highway mile per gallon EPA rating is 22.
The driver's seat is brought to you by Ray Reese Volkswagen. Family owned and specializing in Volkswagens for over 15 years. And proudly presenting the all-new Portland Hyundai. Check them out at rayreese.com. Miles Around Television is brought to you by Baxter Auto Parts. With 4 warehouses stocked full of parts ready to ship, Baxter Auto Parts can get you the parts you need when you need them. Buy with confidence from Baxter Auto Parts. Check them out at baxterautoparts.com.